Hello there. I think this is actually the 30th video on this channel, so I thought it was time to do an introduction. The first thing I'd like to do is say that there are two basic topics being covered and maybe some others besides. There are two basic topics, and I've tried to divide them because I hadn't intended to do two topics when I started this. I'll tell you a little bit about the background after that, but the two basic topics are weight control, and those are numbered separately. And then there's food storage. There's food storage topics, which are self-explanatory, that are not numbered. And then there's some topics on depression, the depression, and things that we can learn from the Great Depression as we try to prepare for any difficult times that may lie ahead for us. Please forgive my voice. It's a little froggy. I have a little bit of acid reflux, and so it affects my voice. So there's actually kind of three sections. There's the weight control section, which I've just barely got started with that. There is the general food storage topics, and then there's the topics about things we can learn from the Great Depression to prepare for the future. I would just like to apologize for the quality of some of these videos. This is the best I feel I can do at the time. I feel like the information is important. I feel like it's important to get as much information out there as possible. I don't pretend to know anything more than other people who have made videos or other people who are out there, but I feel that experience is the best teacher, and I've been actively pursuing this whole topic and trying to learn from experience for over 40 years. I was 16 years old when I came in contact with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I was almost 17 years old when I found out about food storage, and I began to put 10-pound sacks of flour into a plastic garbage can in my upstairs bedroom of our Cape Cod house at that point in time, and I've been evolving ever since then. I had 1,500 pounds of wheat in my basement when I was 21 years old, lived at home with my mother, and I was a post-war baby boomer and was affected, I'm sure, by the post-war era, in knowing that we were concerned about the Cold War and concerned about bomb shelters. We knew there were bomb shelters. We knew that they existed, and I'm sure that that affected my psyche. I am a food person. I hate to be hungry. I hate to go without my luxury foods. I live on chocolate. I dropped 88 pounds in the last several years. My weight is up slightly right now. I had some problems getting on medication. I have neurological problems, and I had to take a medication in order to stay alive, basically. And so my weight is up a little bit now. I'm working on getting that back down. Not a lot. It's not up a lot, but it's up some. I had been down over 88 pounds. So I feel very strongly about weight control, and that topic is addressed in those videos. I feel very strongly, and I will be making more on that topic. I don't think I'm pretty on camera. I don't enjoy seeing my face, especially when all three of the thumbnails look really bad and they catch you with bad expressions on your face. I don't enjoy being on camera. I enjoy passing along hard-won information. I have done a lot of things wrong over the years. I am currently sitting on a supply of wheat that's not packaged properly. The majority of my wheat is not packaged properly. I'm keeping it until I can afford to have all products that are packaged properly, and then I will dispose of it or give it to somebody for animal feed. Let somebody plant it, something. We live in a small rural community, and we've learned a lot more about farming since the 20-some years we've been in a small Midwest community. I feel very strongly about the things that I've learned. I feel very strongly that knowledge is very powerful, but we need to have knowledge and supplies and the expertise to use the supplies. It's nice to have equipment, but if one person has equipment, 3 people have expertise, and everybody else has labor to contribute, you could accomplish a lot. I feel that we will be able to benefit and bless many other people if we have a little knowledge under our belt. It's in the attempt to spread forth what experience I've had. I have realized that over 90% of the Latter-day Saint community has been in the church a shorter period of time than I have, and I'm under 60 years old. So that's kind of mind-boggling to think that over 9/10 of the LDS population have been in the church less time than I have. So I consider myself one of the older ones now, I guess, and have learned things over the years. There are a number of people who have more expertise in areas than I do, and so I'm not proclaiming myself to be an expert. I just have found some little tricks of the trade over the years and have had experience such as using foods that have been expired for long periods of time. The one thing that I think is most magnificent, let's see how much time have we used up here. Oh, 5 minutes, going on 6. The one thing that has been most amazing to me is the invention of the little oxygen absorber packets. They look like a little packet of sugar. They're about the size of this. Look like a packet of sugar. And if you put that in a canning jar on top of dry product, if you put it in a foil pouch with dry product, or if you put it in a number 10 can with dry product, or if you put it in a 2-liter bottle, there's directions for some of that on this channel, it will greatly enhance the life of the product in there, up to upwards of 20 and 30 years, depending upon the product. That has made all the difference to me. You don't even really have to have specialized equipment to use the foil pouches. I found out from a friend of mine, and have proven it since, that you can seal them really easy with an iron. I used the iron on low. It was plenty hot. I saw another demonstration where the guy used the iron on hot, and it didn't damage the foil pouch any. But those can be done in your home. You can order them over the internet. You can order the oxygen absorbers over the internet. It can be done in your home. The method with the canning jars and the pop bottle can be done within your home. So the only thing you need special equipment for is the number 10 cans, which are great to have. You can order those commercially if you have the funds to do that. There's lots of websites that you can order number 10 cans with oxygen absorbers in them with a can. So that, I think, covers it all. I'm sorry that the demonstrations aren't better. I don't have a camera to take into my kitchen at this time. Some of the quality, I get a little tongue-tied now and then. I have had trouble with, if you lean one way with the camera, it shows the opposite direction on the camera, so I've had trouble with that. But I've been wife and mother for a long period of time. We have one son, been married for about 32 years, and have had the experiences from those years of trying to be frugal that we've lived on one income that have really greatly benefited the family. So enjoy the videos that you enjoy. Just if you get on a video you don't like it, get rid of it. If you don't like any of them, that's fine too. But I hope you'll learn something, or get a new idea for doing something in a different way that might benefit you and yours. If troubled times ever come, we're going to be so thankful for every preparation that we have made. Every preparation, everything that you have on hand will be a blessing. The tools, the equipment, the know-how, the expertise, the garden seeds. And I hope to talk in another video, but I'm going to make one small mention here. If all you have available to you right now, if your budget is tight, or for whatever reason, if all you have available to you is what you can get from your garden, then at the end of the year, even if, and I could be mistaken here, even if you planted with hybrid seeds, if that was what you had available, I would at least take the seeds from the product, and I have done this before, but our freezer died, so I don't have it right now. I have scooped out the inside of a winter squash with all the seeds in it, or a pumpkin, or a cantaloupe, that kind of thing, or even save a few tomatoes and freeze them. And I've scooped those out, put them in a plastic bag, and tossed them in the freezer. Because if difficult times came and you had a whole community that was in need, you could grow little seedlings and pass them out to your neighbors, or you could take those seeds. You don't even have to really dry them. You just can throw them in the freezer if you want to, and I think they're still viable because they freeze in the wintertime, and the next year they're still viable. But that was one thing that I always had a lot of comfort in. Maybe I won't do another video now. Had a lot of comfort in just taking the insides of a watermelon or a cantaloupe and taking the seeds and putting them in plastic bags. Or winter squash is a great one. Winter squash, so easy to grow, so prolific. It's almost sweet enough to eat without any sugar. And it's full of vitamins, and it keeps naturally for weeks and weeks and weeks after harvest till January or February. And if that's all you can do, do that. Grow some vegetables this year and save the seeds from the vegetables. It's best to have heirloom seeds if you can do that. I was even thinking if you were in a rural area where we weren't mowing grass on part of your property, you could go into the property where things were grown up, just turn over one little bit of soil, and you could put a winter squash plant or even cantaloupe or whatever in there. It'd probably be better for winter squash though. Things that vine all over, and that could grow amongst the tall. You could just take one little bit of soil, put your plant in, and that could grow amongst the overgrowth, and you could go back and later in the year and harvest it, and you wouldn't hardly have to do a thing. That would be an easy thing to do if you were in a position where you wanted to produce the most quantity. I saw Hubbard squash piled up in a big pile. For those of you who haven't seen it, Hubbard squash is about that big, gray, kind of green-gray, and it has an immense amount of highly nutritious food in a Hubbard squash. So that might be something you might want to think about, getting a handful of Hubbard squash seeds, because the squash is just extremely nutritious. So I'm going to end here. That's my introduction. I'm just a home girl, homegrown. I hope I covered everything, but enjoy the videos if they're enjoyable, and if they're not, I'm sorry. I hope that it will be a blessing to you in some way or another. And may God bless your efforts, and may you be inspired in all that you do. Bye-bye.